It's Wednesday once again, if you can believe it. Which means that it is time once again for Yume Nikki, episode 2. Last time we managed to wander around and trigger the Uboa event as the finale of our previous episode, which is the thing that happens when you go to the house by interacting with the balloons in the sort of rainbow candy lake. There's a little house that you can flip the light switch on, and there's a 1 in 64 chance that something else will happen when the lights turn off. So we finished off with that event, but during the span of wandering, we encountered a few dark areas, and also we got a lamp effect, which turns our head into a lantern. You might be able to see where this is going. We can now explore a few different dark areas, and that is what we will be starting with. So, once again, we will be going into this RPG Maker 2003 engine created game, which has no proper RPG combat and is not an RPG at all. Self-volume up a bit, as usual. Okay, I need to check something here. Is this lower? Yeah, that's lowering it, so this way. Okay, maybe like this. Cha-cha-cha. Alright. At this point, it honestly might be a issue with the automatic limit ducking, and so it might not actually be possible for me to turn myself up anymore without adjusting deeper settings. So I'll investigate that. Thank you. In any case, though, let's get to it. See, we got the traffic light. But as I mentioned, lamp is the one we're caring about. So this is what the area looks like without the lamp, but if we turn it on, there's ground pattern tiles that we can use for navigation help. And we can properly see this fella. Kind of looks like a face. Also, some of the floor patterns look kind of eye-ish. As usual, the trick is to find an anchor point, then loop vertically until you find that anchor point again, and then move over again. Alright, we've got something worth checking out. That looks like a pathway elsewhere. We should finish looking through this area first. Looks like the anchor point again, so... Once again, vaguely face-shaped. That one is very clearly a hand. You got the kitchen knife. Vanished. He's afraid of me. There's our anchor point. Is it following me? I'm getting haunted. I think we've probably seen everything that's here. I expect we'll see the door in a moment. I hope y'all have been having a nice day, as always. Yep, here we are. So that means... let's get the bicycle. And see if we can't find that gateway again. Busy and tiring day. There it is. If we press 1, we switch our stance, which hand we're using to hold it. But if you look carefully, it's actually a route out through there. There's no way for us to actually meet them. Our path is blocked. Big old desert. And once more, we are in a looping environment. Drinking hot water. Not anymore. It is pretty fun to go back to this game because I recognize environments, but I do not remember in any capacity how they link together. The amazing nature of this game. So I keep getting little fun discoveries of, oh, that's where that was. I remember that. Huh. So it looks like this no longer becomes infinite if we happen to go between those bushes. But if we go around them, then it still is. It's secretly teleporting us to a different spot. Anything else to find out here? Pebbles on the ground and a big plant on the right edge of the screen. This thing. What is this? In the lower left, we can now see that that UI element is in fact our yen amount, or our money counter. Occasionally when we kill something, we will get a little bit of money. Truly, this is the correct artistic interpretation. Making money while she sleeps. Madotsuki is on that grind set. I'm a strong proponent of every interpretation of media is a valid one. Perhaps with the exception of when you yourself don't believe it. But yeah, sure, why not? I do think it's important, though, to look at this game through a lens of learning about the character through dream analysis. This game is about Madotsuki's dreams, our protagonist. And while they are a layer of surrealism, what interpretations about her can we draw from it? And anyone who hasn't already gone through this game a whole bunch, and thus has info from stuff we haven't seen yet, but anyone who's new that wants to chime in with their own interpretations, I'd be happy to hear him. It is a little bit hard for me to commentate this game, because again, I do know stuff from later on. I mean, higher. You can see the color of the sky in the background changing. Somewhere new. The moment I touched it, it vanished. I didn't get the chance to interact with it. What if I... No, facing it and talking doesn't do anything. Or pressing Z, I mean. It does obey the stoplight. And that does make it not leave when I approach it, but... It's running away from me. And now it is not. That firefly in the air? Or it could be a very far away UFO, yeah. That doesn't help with this darkness. That's different. Spirit headband. We can become ghosties in this. I'm not sure if F Zoe Blackheart is in the chat, Inkweavers, but she would be able to provide some insight on the details on what this headband represents. But nonetheless, I can tell you at the very least that it is representative of ghosts, and you will very frequently see it in traditional Japanese like mythology, ghosts wearing a little triangle kerchief there, like that, on their head. It might be something to do with burial rites, but I do not want to provide any real statements on it when I don't know what I'm talking about. Something I probably should have looked up before the stream. Alas. I do not become incorporeal when I do this either. Come on out from them. That might be everything here. Like, we might have gone down an entire avenue at this point. I do kind of remember this being a dead end. What's an area that had a whole bunch of creatures? Earlier on, we had seen a creature, one of these... That's interesting. One of these wheels was blocking a doorway. Eight. Yeah, you. You gonna step aside? Very well. So it shall be. If they won't get out of my way, I will make them get out of my way. Whatever this thing is, we can't interact with it. Means it's time to clear some more path. We can make good money off of these at the very least. How do you react to the traffic light? You'd think at some point I actually learned where the relative location of each of the items is, but nope. Odd, where was it? Was the guillotine room really through that doorway? Past the lamp room? Or was it? Ah, here it is, I think. Yeah. Zipper in the lower right. There's nothing special about it. Just another zipper. That said, the first time we played, we did actually see a zipper creature we could interact with. And I took a mental note of it, but when we went back there, I actually looked at that earlier. Like, right here. But it wasn't different this time. Do you obey traffic laws? You can try to trap us, but it won't work. Not anymore. Still angry? Oh, look at you, you cooled down. Nothing to see, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Hey there, Cauliflagon. From this point forward, each time that we enter the dream world, we will be looking over here. Because this thing, the very first time we came here, looked different. But we had no means of interacting with it. Actually, we could interact with it if we hit Z, but it would just, like, bark at us. It would just go... Try wandering around this area again. If I remember, there was access to the sewers from here. And there might be more to see in that general direction. Ultimately, there is a lot of cycling through environments like this, looping environments that are large and somewhat unwieldy to wander. But whether that's a point against the game's favor or not is, you know, it's up to you. I want to talk to you. What are you? Cat. Oh, hell yeah. The little coin we have there is to represent the visuals of a lucky cat statue. You've probably seen one before. In real life, I mean. It's a cat with one paw raised and the other paw holding a old-fashioned currency coin that's sort of oblong-shaped. Capsule shape. Yeah, Manaki Neko, commonly Basher points out. Which I believe just translates to lucky cat. Once again, there's going to be flashing lights here, so apologies for that, but I'll try and get through it as quickly as possible. There we go. So when you use the ability of the Lucky Cat, you will attract NPCs toward you. Most of the time. Warfare. Apologies for the sound balance in this game. There's some sound effects that are probably a lot louder than they should be versus others. Yeah, and that says it directly. We have 1,900 yen. Wake up. Fall back asleep. Wander our realm. interesting that the animation stops playing when you drag something using that ability. It makes it give the impression that you're not actually, like, enticing them over, but, like, psychically pulling them more. That it's less of, oh, they're interested in heading toward you, and more you are... What's the term for it? You are... not imploring, but... suggesting is almost right. Obligating. Obligating their movement toward you? It's not quite right, the word I'm looking for, but... in any case. In the very first episode I showed, early on in the first episode, I showed something that is a very obscure interaction. Where if you took a snowman form, which you might not even know exists, and then bring it all the way here, you'd melt down into nothing. But there is an actual intended solution to this that's different from that, which is if you bring the rain, the fire goes out. Ooh, hair. Unisits. In somewhere? I don't know. I'm trying to fall asleep on the spacecraft here, but nothing seems to be happening. teacher. Interesting. Want to elaborate on that at all? Do you think that represents a music teacher? Masada Sensei is his name in the files. Sekon Masada Sensei. Oh. We're here for the long haul now, I guess. Yume Nikki was massively influential to my personal taste as well, Unicids. I think there's one other video game that influenced my taste and the sort of things I look for in games, and I would love to show it to y'all, but it's going to be quite a bit of work to get it set up. I own a genuine physical copy of it, but it is a long, outdated PC game. The music stopped? Welcome to Mars. Mars Totsuki. The hole's too small for us, but engine or some sort of system here. And a crying figure watching over it. All within the depths of Mars. If we talk to him, he jingles. Oh yeah, of Zoe Blackheart. While you're here, any context you can provide on the spirit headband? See, innocents. I don't have the context behind the triangle headband ghost association off the top of your head. Fair enough. It seems to hold me no ill will for the damage I've caused it. Ah, right. Maybe it was a UFO that we saw out in the park that night. Because there's another one here. That's the same small glowing object that those three people at the city park were looking at. Perhaps in our history, Madatsuki had an extraterrestrial encounter at a park at night. Let's go check back on Sakon Masada again now. Still sounds pretty sad. It was a crash landing after all. Happy to have found my way back to that one. That's another rather famous event in the Yume Nikki. In Yume Nikki. Because the very first step of it requires you to solve a puzzle in a game that doesn't usually have that sort of thing. fix themselves. Another reason this game is so close to my heart is that it introduced me to a type of horror that I did not know existed. Because again, I discovered this game when I was pretty young. A horror where there's not any danger, there's just a creeping sense of dread and unsettlement. You're not under threat per se, but nonetheless, this place is not a healthy place. Voices of the Void had some similar notes. For sure. Voice of the Void does have occasional actual true threats, but does indeed have lots of just vague unsettlement. That's another one we'll probably get to someday. Holds up the sign that says, "We'll get to that one someday." Hello? I know by Lamau you mean aliens, but I still don't know why that's a... why that's a term. I know what that shape is. Not a chance, buddy. I am not wandering around the hell maze right now. Sometimes you just gotta, like, try things, you know? Does standing between these two very specifically placed palms do anything? You never quite know with this game. And as talked about earlier, last episode with the famous Uboa event, there are absolutely things in this game that trigger due to random chance. So, just because something seems odd and nothing happened when you interact with it, doesn't mean that's actually truly true, you know? By having that luck element of it, this game manages to build a sense of rumor and mystery that it wouldn't be able to achieve any other way. It gives the game a nice haunted feeling when it's pure chance whether something happens at all. Comes from a Meme Lord XCOM mod. Alright. Women's restroom. It's very hard to notice while you're actually playing through here, but the shapes in this world actually do, like all the tiles in this realm do actually form shape, and you can kind of tell right there because that's a hand. But this is a figure similar to the vaguely Aztec-themed imagery that we've seen thus far. Yeah, here's a face. And it's kind of like a monkey with a curled tail and its arms raised up. Fitting in with the sort of odd theming that has been present in the game so far. Through various secrets and whatnot. Bicycle. See right here, you can kind of tell that there's some shaping of some kind to see. Oh. I'm here again. Doing my best mental map this place, but you know, it's a nightmare. Cool. Eight oh 764. Glad I managed to remember / find my way back here, because we had gotten here early on at a point where we had gotten here early on before we had some abilities. 22545. I also find it interesting that the music here no, that's not right. I was going to say is the same as the shanty town, but no, that's not true. We have light source. It's a bit tough to see, but I can actually navigate. Deeper and deeper. The layout is starting to make less sense. Alright, it's a dead end. Heh. Sometimes the dead end is just a dead end. Despite the fact it stays lit. Perhaps not everything is a puzzle. This is new. Hello to you too, Madame Noel. We just got to a new area here. I think we've seen this area slightly in a small, closed-off space. But, oh. They're going back there, I suppose. Nerdy to you too, Madame Noel. Eepy and shaky. Oh no. No, I hope watching this game proves to be relaxing, friend. And lurk away. Lamp, maybe? No. Will this place truly be empty? Hello to you too, I suppose. Wander in the desert. Wander, wander, wander. Her body becomes misshapen and changed when we activate the red light. Take that how you will. Random events also make it so when you come back to this game in the future, you wonder if you really remember something. And then as you talk about it, the game goes and confirms it for you. That, yeah, you do remember discovering that. The loop around point for this is a singular screen, so you can actually see that this area is a lot smaller than you might think. It looks like we've looped. So, I think that might do it for today's Yume Nikki stream. We managed to see quite a lot new at this point, and got some new effects, and capping it off with a one-way door to a new biome seems like a pretty good stopping point. That said, I am going to bicycle around just a little bit more, just in case something happens. Maybe there's something I missed, I don't know. I do know, but I'm acting coy. That's the thing with random chance, you know? There's no guarantees of anything. We saw what 1 in 64 chance looks like with the Uboa event, and what does it look like when there's a 1 in 5,000 chance every time you step across a new tile in this area? It looks kind of like this, you know? It looks like nothing. But for someone out there, they're gonna wander around this area, get startled by seeing something that they weren't ready for and didn't expect, and that's gonna be gone, and they'll have no idea why, when, or how. Oh, hello. I didn't see you earlier. Heh. And we're back here. That shape in the background. I believe that's what's the rainbow tiles in the other area where you find the bicycle is creating the shape of. In any case, though, that's going to do it for today's Yume Nikki stream. Thanks everyone, as always, for joining me, and this is definitely a lower key and sort of simpler game stream than my usual fare, but I feel highlighting the variety of video games that exist in the world is really important. And this one was massively influential, and while it may not seem in the modern day too particularly unique, perhaps, it really is hard to overstate that the fact that this game threw away all of the design conventions for RPG Maker in order to do its own thing and make a wandering exploration game was genuinely a really new thing. And so we wake up, we save our file by writing in our dream diary. And see, it's a new day. One more day in a world that we have no interest in visiting. We have our dreams and we refuse to leave. Unicids is playing Dark Souls 3. Unicid's my partner in crime. Let's raid on over, shall we? If you like the stuff I do, consider telling your friends. Word of mouth is the most trusted form of marketing.
To another place.
And if you support my mission of trying to highlight the endless kaleidoscope of gameplay experiences and outsider artwork that exists in the indie game sphere, then just telling a friend about me means everything to the world to me. Till next time, friends.